We're joined now by Austin Richie, 6'6" transfer from the junior college ranks from Triton Community College, Triton College in Illinois. And thank you so much for taking the time. And we wanted to get to know you just a little bit. Austin, tell us a little bit about Austin Richie.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited about this next journey. It was everything I wanted in the program: a brotherhood, a great coach, the culture that I wanted in my next spot. And I'm just a young man. My journey's been kind of mine, so to speak. I'm a man of God. I'm a big family man. I love to have fun, and I'm just loving my life.
You grew up in the Chicago area, and obviously you go to the junior college ranks. But what is it about Chicago basketball that kind of makes you tough and toughens you up and gets you ready for playing Division I basketball?
Well, you exactly said it. It toughens you up. Chicago breeds toughness. Basketball wise, and I'm just glad to have been a part of that. Going up against guys, that have been tough, that have pushed me. So I just think I'm excited to bring that to Tulsa basketball.
Elijah Joyner, who is one of your teammates, is a young man from Chicago. Did you know much of him or know him?
I did know him. I know he went to Curie. And I talked to him before I made my decision. And he was a guy. We're both from Chicago, so it made a lot of sense. And he was great, and I can't wait to team up with him.
What do you think Austin Richie will bring to the University of Tulsa basketball program?
Well, he's going to be a hardworking guy, a great teammate, and a guy that's going to bring some elite shooting. I'm a guy that wants to win at all costs, and I'm just ready and primed to do whatever I can it is to help this program take the next step.
Now, the one thing that jumps off the page when you look at statistics is 45% from three-point range, and your ability to shoot the ball is obviously one of your greatest assets. Tell us about how you became a great shooter.
It's kind of funny when I think about it. My sophomore year, the summer of my sophomore year, going into my junior year, I just kind of started just shooting the ball. It's just like bizarre because it's just like I started shooting the ball and it started going in. So I got more and more confident with it. Then I realized that that's something I wanted to stick with. Countless hours in the gym, and then I'm glad because I know it's a premium skill. So I pride myself in making shots.
I know your father wants to take credit for your shot, but is this your own development to a great degree? Just continue to work at it and shoot and shoot and shoot, or what?
Yeah, I think it's just hours in the gym, encouragement, the mentality of a shooter, the whole shooter shooting mentality, never losing confidence, never losing, faith in your shot, just riding with the whole, this is what I do kind of mentality. I'm just grateful to God for giving me that skill. I'm just going to take it and do what I can with it.
And with your size at 6'6", it appears as we watch the tape that, you've got tremendous range. You're not afraid to take a 25-footer. Is that something you've always had, or have you developed that?
Over this past year, I really got, more confident with that. The regular threes, are cool, but I just feel that, why not become even a better shooter? You can never stop improving. The deeper your range, the better you can stretch the floor. It can only help your team. So I tried to do that as best I could, and I believe that my range could help other guys get shots, when the defense has to focus on you, you draw help, you draw attention, and you get other guys open shots. I'm a team guy, Mr. Howard, so I really want to do whatever it is I can to take my shooting to the next level.
And Coach Haith talks a little bit about the way you can shoot that long-range shot. He calls you kind of like a stiff-legged shooter, meaning you don't necessarily have to raise up high to take a shot. You're able to get a shot off rather quickly. Is that something that you've always had? Is that something that you kind of pride yourself on, the ability to get a shot off?
I do. I think I watch a lot of film on great shooters like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, whether it's running off screens, dead-legged shooting, as Coach Haith calls it. It's just stuff that I've constantly worked on year after year. Whether it's spot up, coming off a screen, transition, whatever it is I can to be as lethal as I can be shooting the three is what I want to do.
Why Tulsa then? Go back again to the reason that you chose the University of Tulsa.
Tulsa was just felt right. Coach Haith is a winner. This culture is everything that I want in the program. It's a brotherhood. In these next 2 years, I wanted my final spot to be everything that I could have ever dreamed of, and signing to the University of Tulsa, I feel is that.
All right, one last thing on your shooting. You know, you're a great outside shooter, obviously third in the nation in three-pointers this year, certainly showing that range. But, you know, the 15-footer sometimes becomes tough for outside shooters. But you have 85% from the free throw line. How many free throws do you attempt a day?
Try to get up about 50 to 70 free throws a day. You know, and that's another part of my game that I would really want to get better in, is just getting to the line, because I feel that 85% from the line is great, but you know, you got to get there more so you can really show the other part of your game. So yeah, I mean, it's really just a mentality, you know, and I really felt like I got better off the bounce this year and just want to take that to the next level. You know, I'm all about just becoming better and better.
And that was what I was going to ask you. The other parts of your game, are you continuing to evolve? Because you don't want to just be known as a shooter, right? You want to be known as a scorer. Are you evolving that part of your game as well?
I am. I'm doing whatever it is I can every day, whether it's ball handling, whether it's you know, cardio, fitness, whatever I'm able to do, you know, while being at home is what I'm trying to do, so I can be best player I can be when I step on campus.
Has it been hard to stay in shape? These are difficult times, obviously, with social distancing, but are you staying in shape?
I am. I actually doing a lot of cardio. I have a treadmill at home that I'm getting on. I'm doing a lot of body weight stuff. You know, and I just got my basketball hoop here this past Monday, so I'm been on that every day. You know, whether it's shooting, free throws, and just working on my body. So yeah, I've been able to do at least what I can.
Uh, Austin, you were named third team NJCAA All American, and there's a ton of junior college players out there. So that's pretty special. What did it mean to you?
Oh, it meant everything. It meant everything. You know, it's actually the day that my grandmother was born and the day she passed. You know, so it meant a lot to me. Not only that, but just my journey, you know, and just feeling like you kind of accomplished what you really wanted to accomplish. You know, and it was really, really special to me. I'm so humbled and grateful for that honor, you know, and I just take a look back on the season and just think that, you know, this is the right spot.
One of the things that you'll probably already know this, but that you'll continue to find out as you join this team is how much Frank Haith focuses on defense. How good a defender are you?
I feel I'm a good defender, but I feel that I want to be an elite defender. I want to be one of those guys that it's hard to take off the floor. You know, with my communication on defense, I take pride in talking and guiding. You know, I want to be able to be a lockdown defender. I think that really can take my game to the next level. But I really, really want to be an elite defender. Good right now, but want to be better.
Of course, this time of year, we would normally be watching the NBA and the playoffs and that sort of thing, but with no action, we're seeing things like the Michael Jordan documentary about his career and the end of his career. And I know you've been tweeting about kind of discovering how good Michael Jordan was.
I have the GOAT, so to speak. What he did, what I'm really impressed about with Mike, you know, is I really get to see the behind the scenes kind of look at what he really was. When you talk about an incomparable will to win, I think that epitomizes Michael Jordan. Everything he brought to the table, you know, the tireless work ethic, everything that he was about behind the scenes. What we saw was Michael Jordan play, but I'm really getting to see who he was as a teammate, how he was in practice, and what kind of leader he was. You know, and I just think it's his incomparable will to win that really, really stands out to me. I don't think competitiveness gets higher than Michael Jordan.
Probably a little bit too young to watch him play back in his day, but certainly being a Chicago icon, that means something to you, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Being from Chicago, you know, we all think about Jordan, you know, Derrick Rose, guys like that. But when I look at Mike and everything he was about, man, it just really, really motivates you, especially at this time. You know, with us not being able to be with each other on campus, playing ball, you know, you just really think about, like, man, it makes you want to take your game, your competitiveness, everything to the next level watching Michael Jordan.
Austin, another guy that I know you respect greatly is Steph Curry, a little more of a guy in your era, if you will, and a guy that you respect a lot because you like to shoot as well. What are the things about Steph Curry that you like?
Well, Steph Curry, off the court, he's a man of God. You know, he's not afraid of it. You know, I love his faith. But on the court, just his shooting, his work ethic. He's also an elite ball handler. You know, I was watching some film on him, and he said that, you know, part of becoming an elite shooter is becoming more of a confident ball handler. You know, and that's something that I really want to really want to hone in on. But Steph Curry, when you talk about a shooter, I mean, he epitomizes shooting off the dribble, off a screen, mid-range, deep range, like shooting the ball. Steph Curry is just amazing. So you can watch him and just think like, man, that's where I want to get.
And so between now and the time you get back with your brothers and join the University of Tulsa basketball team, what are you working on? What are the things you're going to continue to work on to get better?
I'm going to continue to work on my ball handling, continue to stay as fit as possible, so I can come, to my brothers and be the best possible teammate I can be, player I can be, because I'm primed and ready to help this team make a deep, deep run. I want to cut down nets.
Well, this Tulsa team was able to cut down a net with an American championship this past year. Did you follow the team a little bit and kind of have an idea of the chemistry that this team had this past year?
I did. It was part of my decision. I knew this team was a brotherhood. I knew that the American Conference was tough, and I wanted to put myself in position to be able to compete in a tough conference. I know that there was coming off a first place year, and obviously this season was cut short because of this horrible pandemic. But I think next year when this whole thing blows over, I think we can make another deep run, and I'm ready to contribute.
Austin, Richie, thank you so much for taking the time. We can't wait for you to come south and join us here in Tulsa with the Tulsa basketball team. Thank you for taking the time and stay safe.
I appreciate that, Mr. Howard. Thanks for having me.